Hi there, welcome to our latest Employability Live. My name's Sam from Turnheads and I'm here with Wendy from Grad Apprentice. Today we're
Hey.
going to talk to you about how to grow your professional network, and obviously the reasons that you would want to do this is to basically create your own luck and get proactive with reaching out to people. It's very much a bit of a who you know as well as what you know kind of industry, the creative industry. So it will help you get more exposure for your work. It will help you expand your reach to potential clients or employers, and connecting with other creatives as well for potential collaborations that might suit both of your portfolios while you're trying to build them. So I wanted to start off with some of the things that I tell the members of Turnheads in order to kind of grow your network online. The first one is to describe yourself on your professional profiles as a professional creative. So maybe don't put yourself as a student, for instance, or a graduate. Like, you could describe yourself as a junior professional. I think that just helps a little bit. Take the time to add all relevant information to your profiles as well. So kind of go along each one, whatever ones you're on. And just kind of like use them almost as mini CVs in a way, and just try and like communicate your passion, what you're looking for in terms of opportunities, what your end goals are, and your skill sets as well, and how you want to use them, and how you want to grow. Because again, it'll just help start those conversations and put you across as a junior professional. Keep a clear hierarchy as well. So if you're talking about your experience or your skill sets and things, try and put your most relevant experience at the top rather than necessarily having things in date order. I always say, like, if you've done work experience in the industry, put it at the top. Don't worry if you did that kind of like 2 years ago or whenever it was. I think that is more relevant. So therefore, I think people will be more interested in reading that. If you haven't got experience, as I think we've said on previous lives, don't panic about that. Just take, jobs that you might work in at the moment, whether you work in a bar or a restaurant or a hotel or whatever it is. Use the experiences that you've had in those job scenarios to your benefit, and describe what you were kind of put in charge of and what you had to do day to day, which again will kind of convert into the soft skills that people will be looking for in a candidate to take on board. Add a few of your best projects to the likes of LinkedIn, for instance. I would say don't put up everything you've ever done. I think be selective, because you kind of want to use it as a bit of an icebreaker and a bit of a teaser into the kind of stuff you can do. So if you get asked to come in for an interview, for instance, you've then got more work that you can then show that's a little bit different and they haven't already seen. Instagram is a great one to use for showing like your process and bits of inspiration that you might come across as well. And if you want to keep that kind of really clean portfolio looking Instagram account, you can always put stuff like that into stories and then save them into your insights at the top. Just again, to show people that you're constantly thinking about it, you're constantly looking for inspiration, you're kind of active in the creative kind of mindset. I think that's really, really cool to see that. Then I think identify people and companies that you want to connect with, or you might want to work for, or you might want some feedback from for your portfolios. If you don't want to just follow them straight off and you don't really know what to write, a really good icebreaker is to comment on their posts a little bit first and then maybe send a connection. And you can also then ask them for feedback as well, especially during lockdown. I know that companies and individual professionals have been really, really helpful and really up for helping, especially current students and graduates. So don't be afraid to reach out. And yeah, just keep going, just keep improving as you go along. So yeah, Wendy, do you have anything to add to that you guys talk about at Grad Apprentice?
Yeah, I mean, we're all about the practical experience, getting yourself practically involved. So what I say to all aspiring creatives is just go and do as much work as possible in things that interest you. It really comes across as you're passionate about what you're doing. It really does sort of state that you are the creative that you say you are. But, you know, working with others then begins that relationship building. And as a professional, you want to be known for the work that you do. But when people actually tangibly see you at work and you demonstrate, you know, your skills and your capabilities, it's almost like that stamp of approval that, you know, we've seen your profile, you know, everything is presented, your portfolio looks amazing. But here you are actually doing work, even outside of your studies, outside of anything else that you're doing. You're taking the time out to do this. And it doesn't necessarily have to be anything tasking. You know, if you're at university, find out from, you know, your careers department or anyone, if there's anything that they need improving. You might actually see, you know, maybe a landing page or a website or something that actually needs, you know, some kind of a revamp, that you could use your design skill to actually redesign and do that for them and see what they think. But that's something that you can do to start building your network so that people know exactly what you're doing. Take a bit of work for charities, do something voluntarily. And, you know, making your own briefs as well is such a cool way of showing how creative you are. Create a brief for yourself, create something and post it out there, and let people see what you're capable of doing. And I think, as you and as Sam said, you know, commenting on other people's posts will also get people to comment back on yours as well, and you get feedback. And I think that's a really good space to be in. So focus really on getting yourself to do extra work, because even hiring managers, they highly regard people who are able to flex between studies and doing something else outside of, you know, their general day-to-day. If you're working already, you know, if you are doing a side hustle that really showcases the career you want to go into, that's a big plus, and that is a big show of professionalism in the world of the creatives. So do as much can, do stuff that interests you, and really go out there and create your own opportunities. The more work you do, the more people you meet, the more relationships you build, the more people actually know about you, and the better it is for your professional profile. So yeah, definitely, I think that's another way of taking it the step further.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. Yeah. And I think especially with the, you know, COVID hitting everybody and everybody's jumped online, I think it is now going to be way more common that employers will look at your CV, look at your portfolio, and then they will also go on and look on your social media accounts as well. So it is really worth just spending that time. I mean, you can just Google, you know, best practices for each of the platforms and just follow their guidelines on how best to present yourself on each one, and tailor it for what you want to do and where you want to go and who you want to work with. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, have you got any other last points? I guess I would just say kind of just constantly update is probably my advice as you go along. But do you have any others?
Yeah, let people know who you are practically. Let them see what you're doing. Work with people. When you work with people, honestly, that's where you get your credit. That's where people remember you the most, when you've actually done work and you can actually continue that relationship and you can build it further. It'll open up other doors and other doors. And then, yeah, pretty much it's a really good route to making a professional profile really stand out.
Cool. So yeah, I mean, this is quite a broad subject anyway, like at the moment. So we're actually going to start to carry on these conversations on the Clubhouse app at 6 o'clock every Wednesday. So if you'd like to join us, just look for our group is called the Creative Sector Employment Help Junior Talent. And we've got a little British flag. So if you want to jump on at 6 o'clock and connect with us and chat a little bit more in depth, then feel free to do so. Other than that, we'll be back next Wednesday, probably hosted by Wendy at Grad Apprentice.
Definitely.
And yeah, we'll see you then.
See you. Take care.
Bye.